Hello neighbors, it's Brad here from eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at installing the CURT Trailer Hitch Receiver on a 2025 Toyota RAV4. And adding any trailer hitch receiver to your RAV4 is really going to open up as to what you can do with the vehicle. Whether you're towing a trailer, putting on a bike rack, or a cargo carrier, it really adds a whole lot of real estate and potential work that your vehicle can do just by getting the hitch installed. And this one is a really great option. CURT offers two different hitches for the RAV4. This one is the one that I'd go with. And the reason being, this is a 2" by 2", and that's really the standard when it comes to any accessory, whether it be a bike rack, cargo carrier, or ball mount. There's tons of them available in that 2" configuration. Now, while we're looking at the hitch, you're going to notice that it is a hidden cross tube. So the only thing you're going to see is that 2" by 2" receiver tube opening, as well as the safety chain. So you get a really clean look overall. Now, all of the accessories, no matter what you pick up, is going to stay in place with a 5/8 pinion clip. Now, this does not come with the hitch. A lot of times when you pick up accessories, they'll have them included. Something I might recommend if you plan on leaving your bike rack or cargo carrier on here for an extended period, a locking pinion clip is a really good option. It becomes a good deterrent to keep people from just taking out your pinion clip and taking those accessories with them. Safety chain loop is nice and open, so when hooking up your safety chains for your trailer, standard S-hook is no problem. Same for the larger clevis style. And speaking of towing, you're going to want to adhere to the weight capacities, not only of the hitch, but also of the vehicle when towing a trailer. So first thing you're going to want to do is take a look at the vehicle's owner's manual to see what the RAV4 can tow. Compare it with the numbers of our hitch, which this is actually pretty good capacities. You have a 4,500 pound gross trailer weight rating, which is going to be the weight of the trailer plus the accessories loaded onto it. So that really opens it up as to what trailers you can tow. But really a small work trailer, jet skis, whatever really comes your way, minus, a large trailer pulling a car or something like that, you should be able to accomplish with that. Something else that's going to be important is when using bike racks and cargo carriers, the tongue weight really comes into play, and that's the downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube opening, or really your suspended accessory weight. So 675 for this, which is really, really good. So 4x bike rack loaded up, no problem. A cargo carrier on vacation loaded up, shouldn't be a problem. That's where this really comes in handy of opening up that real estate. Now, it can be used with a weight distribution hitch, and sometimes you'll get some numbers bumped up from that. This one stays exactly the same. You might get a little bit better towing experience on the trailer and a little less sag, but it's not going to give you any extra capacity when it comes to that. Now, a few quick measurements to make sure that your accessories are going to work well with your vehicle and also help you pick out those accessories. Now, many times with bike racks and cargo carriers, you can stow them in a vertical position, and measuring from our center of our hitch pin to the furthest point of our fascia, it's about 3 1/4 inches, which is, I think, going to be great for any vertically stowed accessory. I don't think you're going to have any issues with that, but keep in mind when you have those in that vertical position, if you need to gain access to your hatch, you may need to drop those down, and they also may block your license plate, backup camera, and potentially taillights in that position. Now, along with that measurement, we also want to check our ground clearance. From the top of the receiver tube opening to the ground, we're coming in right at 12 inches. And that's, I don't worry about this making contact with the ground, but more so this is used for determining the proper rise or drop necessary. So if you're getting a fixed ball mount, you're going to want to make sure that it's going to be level with your trailer or have your trailer going down the road level. Best way to do that, measure from the ground to the top of the coupler of your trailer when it's level, and take that measurement, compare it with the 12 inches, and then you can figure out that rise or drop necessary. I would say in this case, more than likely, you're going to have a slight rise to be able to get everything, to be able to hook up and have it all level. Now, another way around that is to get an adjustable ball mount so you can get it perfectly dialed in. But again, something that you're going to want to take in consideration when getting accessories if you plan on towing. The reason that you're probably here is to see how this installs on your RAV4 and what you're getting into. I'm here to tell you that this is actually a really easy one to do. You don't have to be mechanically inclined to really pull this off, but I also understand if you don't have the place, the time, the tools, or even the want to do this yourself, you can omit that whole install by reaching out on our dealer locator. You can find someone close to you, and that way you can get your hitch installed and be out on the road using it in no time. So that's all up to you, but for you that are going to be doing this on your own, I'm here to help you. So let's get this hitch installed. Now to get our installation started, it's actually going to be a pretty easy install. We're going to want to go on the outside of the frame rails, and Toyota has done us a huge favor. So they've actually put stickers on the frame rail where the weld nuts are going to be. So you'll find the sticker kind of located here. There's also one a little bit further back, and we're going to peel those off. You can use a flathead screwdriver or even your fingernail. And what these stickers do is prevent any rust and corrosion long term until you're ready to put that hitch on. So you can kind of just poke in the center, I've found, and then just pry this off. And that's going to keep it nice and clean. A lot of other vehicles, these are all exposed, and when it's time to put a hitch on a few years later, especially in the Midwest, they're all caked up with rust and corrosion, making it really difficult for our hardware to go in. So thank you, Toyota. We really appreciate that. So we'll get this second one out, and then on the other side, it's going to be a little bit tighter just on the design of the frame rail, but similar concept, similar stickers, and we'll get those removed. So with those stickers removed, grab your hardware and get them ready. We're going to want at least one bolt on each side, and there's a conical tooth washer. You'll see the teeth. Those are going to bite into the metal on the hitch. So just get these set up. I have Tom helping me here. Tom's going to help me guide this in. So if you go at a slight angle, so put the one side in first, you can kind of slowly walk this in. You don't have to lower the exhaust. So this sure makes it an easy install, and our goal is to just take our hardware, as we raise this up, try to find the hole in the frame, and then we're going to feed this in. I did mention it's a little bit tighter here on the passenger side, but you can fit the bolt in. And just a few threads started on each side of the hitch is going to hold it up, making it a lot easier for the rest of the hardware to go in. So for now, we'll just get this hand tightened in.
I got mine.
Now once you get both of them on each side in play, once you get one on each side in place, it's holding itself up. You may need to raise the hitch up to get that other hole to align. But from here, we'll just get all 4 bolts hand tightened into the frame. Now, once you have these in hand tight, you can go through with a 3/4 inch socket and snug these down. You don't need to use power tools. Really just hand tools will be enough, because we're going to come back with a torque wrench to get these torqued down properly. And that does bring me up to a point. You can see it's wide open here. That's not going to be an issue for the torque wrench on the driver's side. But as we go to the passenger side, it is a little bit tighter. So we're going to have to get creative when tightening down our hardware, as well as using a torque wrench. Obviously, with the gap that we have, or lack thereof, we're not going to be able to get our ratchet and socket in here. So a ratcheting wrench is really going to be your best bet. Again, it's a 3/4. Now your crow's foot attachment is going to go on like you would a normal socket, but it's going to be offset. And this is going to allow us to get into this spot. Again, it is pretty tight here, and you may have to rotate this around as necessary to get in here. But you can pick these up generally at an auto parts store, a hardware store. And as you tighten it down, you will have to probably rotate it more than a few times to get this torque setting down. But this is going to ensure that it's going to be tight enough in those weld nuts, but also not too tight, putting stress on those threads. We'll go through and we'll get all 4 of them torqued down to the specifications and the instruction manual. And if you need a torque wrench, you can go to an auto parts store and generally rent one for free. After we get all 4 torqued down though, that's all we're going to need to do to get this hitch installed. That was a look at installation of the CURT Trailer Hitch Receiver on a 2025 Toyota RAV4. Now, hopefully this video helped you either get your hitch installed or really open up your eyes as to what you can do with your hitch. Either way, send us some pictures. If the install went great, let us know. If you struggled or found some better tips and tricks that I didn't have, please share it with us. We love to see neighbors using our products and installing them. So if you're out doing some adventures, also snap some pictures and share it with us in this video. My name's Brad. Thanks for watching.